welcome in. We're going to talk about the golden calf today. My voice is a little froggy because I had a very long meditation, so we'll talk through it and it'll get better on the way. Regardless, Exodus 32, read about that, where Aaron gets a bunch of the new Israelites. And notice how they say new Israelites. Look that up, pay attention to that, okay? And tells them to go cast all their gold jewels and shit into the fire, and out came this golden calf. Okay, so the golden calf is a false image of God, right? I'm looking at my notes. Anyway, that's what we know it as, right? And anything in the Bible at that time period that says light is referring to fire, for fire was light back then, right? For some, for many. So Aaron, who is Moses' brother, was the one telling the new Israelites to go burn all their gold and put it in this fire to birth this new idol so that they could praise. And the new Israelites didn't really mind to pray to a new idol. They had an issue with who God was, and they wanted to create a new one, a new and better one. So with us talking about Aaron though, and how he's Moses' brother, Aaron is also a Levite, and Levites are just descendants of Levi, who is Jacob's son. And guess who Jacob is in the Bible, the good old history book? Yakub. So go look at the video I made about Yakub on his channel. Go do your research about Yakub, okay? So, and this also, all these things fall up in Jeremiah 6:20. This also applies to Jeremiah 16:20, excuse me, where they're talking about because in that time they were talking about the age of Pisces ending, and then it brings on a new age, which is why they needed this new idol to withstand the time to hopefully keep people back, if not all, some, because some still decided to praise the calf even after God gave the warning of, I'm gonna fuck shit up if you keep praising this fucking thing instead of getting the true God, me. You're praising this calf. I'm gonna burn your shit down. I'm gonna plague you. I'm gonna send you with all sorts of shit if you don't stop worshiping that thing. Okay. So anyway, we're talking about golden, right? And we're talking about throwing the jewels and stuff. We can apply that to money. We can apply it to whatever we're using for trading for goods, because they use jewels and stuff to trade for goods back then as well. But regardless, they were scared of the age of Aquarius comes in away from Pisces. That's what that whole thing was talking about. So they don't want the age of Aquarius to come out, because that's when the truth is going to come out. That's when everyone's going to smarten up. That's when wisdom comes in. That's where man gets the knowledge and the sword, and everyone's starting to think a little bit more with truth, right? So the false idol, which was Jesus, was made as a golden calf to keep control. That's why this is also the golden calf and the false idol is mentioned in Matthew 24, 3 through 14, Matthew 13, and Revelations 21 through 15. Now, Revelations is the revealing of what's going to happen in the end times, or the end of the era, which is just a time frame. An era is just a time frame. An age is just a time frame. Era is the same thing as age, because age can either be in time, meaning human time, or contingent time, right? The false idol, which is Jesus, because Jesus is not a fucking word back then. It was Yeshua, and that was the correct term. I forgot his last name, but we will remember that for next time. But Jesus is the fake idol that everyone goes around and praises. In fact, he's made such of an idol that there's stone statues of him. There's all sorts of things. And doesn't it say somewhere in the Bible too, not to make any images in the likeness of God? So why y'all making images of Jesus? That's praising an idol. That's false idolism. It's not really, it technically is blasphemy, but you can't really exhale and say a lot of these words, which is why they're, anyway, that's what being blasphemous is. Anyway, they were talking about the truth coming out, and judgment was just being being called on people that follow the false god or false idol in the end world. And the end world, the end times, is not the world blowing up and ending. The end times is just leaving the old world and going into the new world, not to be confused with the new world order. That's a totally different thing that's ran by reptilian and men and draconians, and insectoids. Some of the Ashtar will go to the community tab and look at the Ashtar video to find more about that. But it's talking about leaving an old world into a new world, the new world being Aquarius, the old world being Pisces. And as well with us being in Pisces, the two fish. And then you look at the Venn diagram, the middle part of that is called the viscous Pisces, right? So with the age of Pisces, anything was going well. So what they were trying to do is form two beings into one, and then like, oh, well, here's the similarities of them. Pick and choose which one, and you're gonna see who's right. But it's really just an overlapping image, right? They're just two overlapping circles. It's overlapped, and you can see the similarities between both of them because they were both created in the likeness of, right? So God created man in the likeness of him, and then man created God in the likeness of man, because that's what man wanted to do, is to give a reason to punish people. And in the age of Pisces, it was like, oh, you're either on my side or the other side, and you're not going to find out what's going to happen until yada yada yada, you know what I mean? So that's what's going on with the golden calf. Read Exodus 32 all the way through. Read Jeremiah 16:20. Okay, read the Matthew 24 3 through 14. Then read Matthew 13. Then read Revelations 21 through 15, and you will see what I'm talking about here. But this, another short video, of course. This one's a lot shorter than the other ones, but I wanted to run down a little bit what the golden calf was and why all three main religions, all the books, the Quran, the Torah, and the Bible all speak of this, and they all can distort it in a different way to keep everyone confused and away from it. The real ones of these religions, the ones that truly read the book and study it and know what is being said, understand. The rest are just sheep that are praising a false idol, and are either too afraid to admit it because the implication of hell being pushed upon them has them by the balls, and they're not going to let go. So they're just going to actually see what hell is like whenever they have their waking, because that's what's going to happen. Or they're going to realize what the fuck's going on and jump on the boat. This is basically the call for that. In 2043, the gates, the Nibiru, or the heaven, right? The heavens are going to be poofing away. That's why from now until 2024 are very important. It's really 2033, but there is it might not be 33, but there's a 16-year grace period of a galactical contract ending in 2030s, which is going to end in 43. So whenever that ends, 2044 is whenever everything's really going to start hitting the fan, and we're going to see a lot of new things. We're going to see a lot of new things regardless because of the age of Aquarius, but 2044 is really going to be the age of, did you learn? Did you see something different? Or did you decide to continuously praise the devil because of it being a false idol? You should not have, you know what I mean? It says it all in the book, but a lot of people don't get it. So we're just here to break those boundaries down. But again, this is about the golden calf and a little bit into what's going on with that. It has nothing to do with the New World Order. In fact, the New World Order is made from people believing in this golden calf, because once they do that, then they can start replicating a bunch of other shit, and then those that will believe it will be in a weird psychosis energy. That's why people keep thinking the world's going to end every fucking 2 days, because they just don't even read what the scriptures say. They're like, oh my god, we're going to die in 2000, when that wasn't it at all. That was just a cover-up from like alien invasions and people seeing ships, not UFOs, because that's how the fucking man gets away with not making them seem like they're not real by calling them unidentified flying objects. They know why they're here. They've identified why they're here. They're ships. Okay, they're coming to take minerals and to leave, to trade. We have trading systems. Why else we need a space program? And we're not even going to any of the planets because we're banned from most of the planets. Basically, that's why we have to go there and like do a bunch of weird shit. And then in 2012, people thought the world was going to end. First of all, they misread the Mayan calendar, and as well in 2012, there were a lot of visits, a lot of weird things going on around that time that were used as distractions. So that's just what's going on. Is the people that truly know all this stuff, they use it as distractions, or people, there's industry plants around too that go around and scream to the rooftops that something's gonna happen with their industry plant because they don't even know what they're fucking reading either. They're just getting the information and given like X amount of money to do it, and then they're never seen again. You know what I mean? But this is the golden calf. The golden calf gets a lot deeper than this. I'm just scratching the surface for y'all to do your own lookings into it. It's better to do your own research. But of course, we'll go deeper into it as time goes on. It's not going to be a main focus, but it's definitely going to be a focus that we have. We're going to have multiple little pinpoint focuses that we're going to have. So don't think that it's going to be a followed up immediately. It will be pretty spaced out because there's a lot of stuff that I'm working on at once. But regardless, it's been the Golden Calf video. I hope you all enjoyed, learned something new. Do your research. As always, comments are open for others that wish to spread more information. If you're just going to outright decline this stuff and say it's fake, you already just don't listen. You're already just brainwashed. You're already just sucking the devil's dick, and I don't want nothing to do with you. So have a good nice night. I love you all to the Buddha back no matter what you're doing. Tenfold M forever, though. And I will see you later.